So basically what we're doing is we're going to ask you questions about your first your children and what you did with them, and then stuff that you had to do and stuff like that.
Okay.
This is just a Mother's Day questionnaire.
How old were you when you had your first child?
You get to choose who goes first.
You're going to go first.
About, I don't know how old I was. I was probably,
We married 15 years.
Yeah.
We got married in 56.
well,
so
we were 20 when we got
20,
married.
so 35.
Okay. Mom?
I was 28.
Granny?
18.
Somebody got off to a quick start.
What do you think the average age of a new mom is now?
15.
Oh my.
I was going to say probably early 30s.
I was going to say 30.
The answer is 25.
Oh, wow.
Okay, next question. What kind of diaper did you use with your first baby?
A cloth diaper.
Go ahead. You got more to say?
Well, I had my sister gave me a gift of having the rental. You know, we just put them in the thing and they took them back and they cleaned them and we got them back next week.
Oh,
So you
that's
put
nice.
dirty diapers in a pail.
Okay.
So you put dirty diapers in a pail and they came and picked them up?
Yes.
Yee.
Hey,
Disgusting.
better than you having to clean them yourself.
Good point.
Okay.
Pampers.
The cloth diapers that I had to wash all the doo-doo out myself and wash them and scrub them and hang them on he had to hang them on the line and dry them.
Oh my
With all
goodness.
four.
In the
Did you
wintertime.
use disposable with me?
Didn't have them.
Now, I used Pampers with Josh all the way through. With Allie Joe, I used whatever was on sale.
Now, if I didn't have that luxury. I had to, and of course, St. Release diapers could not be. She was allergic to everything, so I couldn't. I had to dry hers on the line. I couldn't even put them in the dryer.
Okay. Where did you go to get away from your children when you needed a break?
That word didn't exist back then.
You had
Okay.
didn't you?
Well, the question was actually designed more for like when you needed a break, like for a few minutes or for a little while, not for like a week like people do nowadays.
Yeah, if you just needed a break.
I'd go in the living room and sit down.
Okay.
See, it did exist.
I really don't remember ever getting a break after Allie Joe was born.
No, because she would let
Even if
nobody touch her.
Even if I went to the bathroom, she'd be outside the door. I guess what I would do is I would leave them with their father and go to the store by myself. That would be how I got a break.
Okay, Granny?
She didn't because she wouldn't even let nobody touch her when she was little. She was so spoiled to her that she wouldn't let nobody even touch her. And I never got a break. I had stair steps, boom, 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 and I didn't live where I didn't know was so. There'd be 3 weeks at a time I wouldn't even be out of the house. I'd send him to the grocery store, and he'd go get. We used just to show you how much it was. We used 75 jars of baby food a week, and we used and a can of Similac a day, and then gallon of milk. What was it?
That was with Sandy
And Gil.
and Gil.
Yeah. And
They
then
both had to have baby food.
and how much milk was it we used again?
We used, every 3 days, we used 2 gallons.
Yeah, it was 3. Besides a can of Similac.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
It might have been time to buy a cow.
It was quite time to milk them.
Okay.
Well, that could be your out time.
There you go. That's utterly ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so name one time your child did something good that you didn't expect them to do. Okay, Grandma.
Yeah.
Well, he did things a lot of times that I didn't expect him to do, but he was good.
They weren't always good though.
He would make something at school and bring it home to me.
Like what? Is there anything in particular you remember?
No.
Guess it didn't mean anything.
Good thing I went to school.
You had something the other day that you said Andy gave it to you.
He gave me a necklace that I had on that day, I think. You had made me a necklace, and you gave it to me. No, it was a bracelet. It was a bracelet.
There was one time that when Josh was in first grade that they did a like writing contest, and he came home and his paper had won, and it kind of shocked me.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember?
No.
You got a prize. What was it?
Oh, I got that 20 questions thing.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah. You had written a paper, and that's what. Yeah.
That's good.
I don't remember anything.
I thought I got picked from a
Well,
raffle.
Laura shocked you all the time because she won everything.
She was a lot of work. That's all I done. It kept me busy sewing stuff for her and keeping her going.
We love you, Aunt Lala. Okay. Name one time you irrationally overreacted to something that your child did.
Oh, wow. Easy.
So an example would be that the reaction from the mother did not fit the crime from the
Well,
child.
let me tell you mine. When I come home from the grocery store and Sandra Lee went to put a gallon of milk in the refrigerator and dropped it and busted it all over the place, that went on everything and all over the floor. And I really let her have it. And I went back to the store and brought it home and I dropped the next one. She was just little. She stood there and looked at me, and when I got through, she looked at me and she said, "Can I say the same thing to you that you said to me?"
That sounds like you're seeing.
She went big as
Does that
nothing.
sound like Sandy?
Yes.
She said, "Can I say the same thing to you that you said to me?" She went big as nothing.
Oh my, that's funny.
Sandy never was very big anyway, you know, and she was real tiny then. When she started school, she wore a size 4 dress.
My goodness,
Yeah.
and not much has changed.
Well, she's still, you know, but she's funny.
Okay, Mommy. Go ahead, confess your sins.
I honestly can't think of anything. Can you think of anything?
She must know something.
I really can't think. I mean, I
can't think
overreact
of-
a lot.
Can you think of anything, Josh? Can you think?
I don't want to get in trouble.
This is a no trouble zone. You can't get in trouble.
Let's see.
Well, unless you lie.
I honestly
But-
can't think. I mean,
I'll never forget that with Sandy because she reminds me every now and then.
I think, you know, there are definitely times that mothers overreact about something because they're tired and.
Or like locking the little boy outside
Well,
barefoot
it's
in
out
the
of-
snow.
Oh my gosh.
You take it out of place here. You know, it's easy
Yeah.
That's a
at
gill.
the time.
You know, like locking a little boy outside in the snow barefooted with no.
Oh, Gil kept pestering all of us. This is a lesson for you, Josh. He kept pestering all of us and just being a jerk. And he had all of us crying, all of us girls crying, and he was just picking on us something awful. So Mom grabbed him, and she pushed him right out the door and shut the door and locked it. And there was snow that deep on the ground, and all he had on was a pair of like gym shorts.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. He had nothing else on, no shirt or anything. And he's out there in the snow. Well, then as soon as she put him out there, she just shut the curtain so she didn't have to see him. And of course he'd been picking on us, and here we were crying, and then we're all over at the door crying, begging her to let him back in.
Oh boy.
Oh, I tell you what now, he about drove me bananas.
Well, I was telling somebody about when we would go to the mall, we'd go like all day because it was a trip. You know, it'd take us like 45 minutes to an hour to get there. So if we needed to go shopping for school clothes or whatever, we'd all get in the car and drive up, and we'd stay all day long and get everything we needed done before we'd head back home. Well, she had this, that was when you had the old yellow LTD when I was little, and we'd come home and I'd sleep up in the back window and somebody'd be down on the floor, things that you don't do now. But we'd be heading home, and all of us would be tired because we'd been out shopping all day and we were beat, but we'd get the giggles and we'd start laughing. And we were slap happy, and we would laugh and cut up and laugh till we cried. And Mom would get so mad at us, and she'd say, I'm trying to drive, you guys need to stop. And then we'd start fighting. And I said it wasn't a trip to the mall unless Mom had pulled over on the road halfway home and was beating us from the front seat. She'd pull off the road and would be reaching over the back seat telling us to shut up. And then we'd get home, we'd all go to bed, and I guess that's the only peace she got that day.
Hey, Carol,
What?
tell them about when you took her to the grocery store with you, where you look around and couldn't find her.
Oh yeah, go to the grocery store and and Michelle disappeared. I'd be looking for her and I couldn't find her. You look up to the nearest pole, she'd be at the top of the pole. She climbed the pole. She would just literally climb a pole, you know.
She could climb the door side.
Yeah, she just climbed right up a door right
Put
here.
her toes right against that there.
Just climb, and she'd go, you know, here she'd be.
There was a channel bar right there, and she could hold it. Then
But
she climbed, how she learned to climb it down, Gil would hang her on that channel bar and turn the ropes and
Yeah,
walk off.
walk off and leave her.
And she was just little, she'd had this fell like far. And so she'd get over here and climb down and face it.
I'd cry, I'd hang from that chin-up bar and cry and beg him to get me down. Mom would say, you know, Gil, watch it show while I'm gone at the store. I'll be back. And that's what he'd do. He'd torture me while she was gone. He'd hang me from that chin-up bar, and I'd cry for him to help me down. And he'd laugh. And so finally, one of my sister's ex-boyfriends was over, and he felt bad for me. And he said, I'm going to teach you how to get down on your own. So he taught me how to put my feet over there on the sides, and then put my hands over, and, you know, Spider-Man myself down the door frame to get down.
And she'd go up a pole in the stores.
So then I learned to climb. So then we go everywhere. I'd climb everything. So, all right, next question.
Over Bobby's store was the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last question is, share one funny story about one of your children.
Oh Lord, I've shared a
Well,
lot.
we just shared a bunch.
Yeah.
You got a funny story about Andy?
No, not really. He was good.
When you,
I must have been the most dull person on the planet,
you
though.
know how you come up, Andy, how you come up the hill to our old house there in Ripley, you know, down, how it went down in that very corner?
Uh-huh.
Okay, one time Gib come home from work, and Gil and Sandy, that was before Michelle was even, she wasn't even born. And Gil and Sandy was down there, and they had got mad at me, and they had put their clothes in a bag, and they was leaving home. They was going to leave. Well, they'd been down there for probably over an hour, sitting down there in the corner of that yard. And I kept looking out the window and keeping watch on them. And so anyway, Gib come up here and he stopped. And he said, what are you kids doing down here? And Gil looked up and he said, we're mad at Mommy and said we was going to run away from home, but she don't allow us out of the yard.
No. My favorite story is when Gil got in trouble and Mom went after him with a switch, and he climbed a tree to get away from her, and he was up in the tree, and he stayed up there till Dad got home to stay away from her because he didn't want her hitting him with that switch. And so Sandy would make him peanut butter sandwiches and climb him up the tree to him.
She took him a peanut butter sandwich and a glass of Kool-Aid.
Oh,
She
my
climbed
goodness.
a tree and took a trip.
Well, Andy left home. I don't know what it did to him, but one time he left home, and he got him and he was going out with this. I said, "Aren't you going to take any clothes or anything to eat?" And then finally he did. I don't know what he took, but he had his little lunchbox, and he had a little something tied up in a bag, and he went up to our neighbor's house and sat on their doorstep. Jane and Boris, you went up
Oh,
there, you
yeah.
remember that?
Yep.
But see, there was 12 months and 10 days between Sandy and Gil.
Oh my.
That's all the time difference there was in their ages. So what one of them didn't think of, the other one did. And I'm telling you, them two got in more. And they went out and dug a great big hole in the yard, a big hole. And the kids down over the hill, they had a creek that ran through their part. So they was carrying buckets of water up there and pulling it in that hole. And I went out to it, I said, what are you all doing? They said, we made us a dam, but it won't hold water. We made us a pond. We made us a pond, but it won't hold water. And they just kept up with that water in there and just go right on through.
Did somebody bring sand in the house or something?
Oh, that was we did when we lived before we ever built our house. We lived in just a little house down there, and Sandy and they had a sand pile outside, and Gib was on evening shift, and I was cooking dinner and packing his back and getting him ready to go to work, and saying I miss Sandy and Gil, and they were being so quiet. Well, I'd seen them come in the house, but I never thought anything about it, and I told Gib, I said, I wonder what them two's up to, because they're being awfully quiet. And he said, I don't know, I'll go see in there. He come back and he said, I'm going to let you go in there. But he said, you're not going to do anything to him. I thought, what have they done? And he said, now, you're not going to do anything to him. I went in there, and they had turned the bed back in between the sheets. They had poured a big bucket of sand in there and was sitting in there with his little trucks and cars and playing in the sand.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, what in the world? They said, it was too hot outside.
You know, you keep little metal, regular little sand buckets, a little shovel and rake, and that's what they had. They filled a little bucket up. Went and poured the bed, dude.
They said, and they said it was too hot outside.
Well, now that we hear that Dad said you can't do anything to him, now we know why Gil climbed the tree and waited for him to come home.
Oh, I tell you what, they were constantly. It was just, but them two could get into more trouble.
I had to get Carol to discipline them.
Yeah. He'd get me to do these.
What was you going to say, Alma?
Well, Bill and I grew up together, and Bill was always aggravating me and making me cry all the time. But then, when it got called to go into the service, I started crying, and I didn't know if I was crying. I thought, I'm going to be free from him now. And I was happy that I wasn't going to have to get into that every day again. But I didn't know if I was crying because he was leaving or crying because he was gone. I mean, but I didn't have to do that. While I was crying, but I didn't mind to leave, because I knew I wouldn't see him again for a long time.
I was the same way when Gil went away. That last day when Gil went away to the service, I remember standing at the door crying, and it was kind of cold because the window had it was wet, and I was drawing in it. I wouldn't come away from the door. You kept saying, come on away from that door. And I just stood there and cried. And he picked on me something awful.
Yeah. Well, my brother did me too. He made me cry every day.
Yeah. But Gil and Sandy, oh my goodness, they could get into more. And Sandy, you'd leave, and tell her, say, well, clean this place up while we're gone. Well, she would. When you went back, there wouldn't be a thing out of place nowhere. But you never know where you was going to find it.
Under the bed, really?
Under the bed, in the oven, wherever. It didn't make a difference to Sandy.
Oh, all right. Next question.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Thank you all for playing Mother's Day 2017, and hopefully we'll have a Mother's Day 2018 and play the same game again. And there's a couple of fathers here. We got Gib over here on this side, and we've got Jim over here on this side. And don't forget, Father's Day is coming up, guys.
What about the guy behind the camera?
We don't even know who that guy is. He's just a mystery wrapped up in an enigma.
Mr. Andy.
Well, why don't you three guys sit over here?
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Day.
I'll see you next time.